The first time I saw one was at 5 and change in the morning. I was soaking in a hot bath with the lights off in hopes that my simulated womb would mitigate some of the effects of sleep deprivation. The damn cat couldn't decide which side of the door it wanted to be on, so as nobody else was home, I simply left it ajar. I burst from the bathroom as fast as I could to put on a towel. I couldn't be sure what I'd just seen or even that I'd seen anything at all. Foremost on my mind was the possibility that I dreamt it. I searched the entire house with no result. If indeed I had seen anything, it was long gone. So it seemed was the cat. I spent most of the day recovering from the events of the morning. By the time I finally got to bed, the sun had gone down. I awoke to a gentle, intermittent nudging. I tried to protest, only to discover I couldn't speak. In fact, I was completely paralyzed. I couldn't turn to see what was piercing my neck, although perhaps that was for the best. Whatever it put in my neck knocked me out, and when I woke up, I was glued to its back with some sort of sticky fiber. The blood rushed to my head as it descended into the earth. I passed out once again. I awakened to the warm sunlight pouring down through the hole. The things guard us closely, though I see no means of escape. Yes, there are others down here as well. They wait until we sleep to begin feeding. The pain comes without warning, but is over quickly. The first time they ate me wasn't half as jarring as what immediately followed. The black jelly has some mysterious healing effect. Again and again they feed on me, and every time I wake up without any sign of injury. It's not perfect, however. Every time it heals me, more mistakes appear. For one thing, my hair is falling out. There's also a new finger on my right hand, and some teeth growing out of my shoulder. The others are afraid of me. I can't say I blame them. The poor fools don't realize that they'll become like me soon. I've changed so much the bugs don't recognize me as human. When I leave, they don't try to stop me. As I reach the edge of the cavern, a blinding light envelops me. I've made it to freedom! Oh, a sword. Whatever they are, they don't mind when I hitch a ride. Split stone pillars punctuate an endless sea of white fog. I feel like a small bird navigating a petrified forest. The only living things I see are the other bugs, and some sort of floating creature. Good God, what is this thing? I've got to take a closer look. Death. Finally. Or am I not to be so lucky? As we make our way towards the core, he loosens my binds and begins to speak. I ask him first why the darkness in the distance has not returned. He tells me it was never there to begin with, only an illusion to prevent prey from wandering too far from the jelly. As a walled structure comes into view, I cry out. His glare silences me. I notice upon entry that the door is made of bones, and so are the tents, save a brittle layer of what looks like skin stretched over them. As if anticipating my questions, he holds up a small brick and explains that it's formed from a combination of ground bone dust and glue made from boiled ligaments, his own remains, and those of others, fished out of the black jelly after the bugs have fed on their flesh. I soon find myself in the presence of their leader, who has suffered more mutation than any of us. He spoke of the shafts to the surface world, to which we can never return. Or rather, not with any permanence. Raids were actually quite frequent, though it seemed only the bugs could open the tunnels. I rest, prepare my mind, and begin to ascend. What the fuck?